Greetings tech and gaming fans, Edgerunners is back with the latest updates you don't want to miss. In today's episode, AMD announces the Radeon RX 9070 for March, NVIDIA's RTX 5090 faces thermal monitoring issues, and new details about Doom: The Dark Ages. In addition, we take a look at new action-adventure game by Compulsion Games and more. Prepare a cup of your favorite tea, settle in, and let's kick things off. First up, independent reviews of the flagship RTX 5090 have raised concerns, particularly about the accuracy of temperature monitoring. Reviewers from sources like Derbauer and TechPowerUp have pointed out that temperature readings for the GPU's hottest point are incorrect. Monitoring tools consistently report a hotspot temperature of 255 degrees Celsius, a figure that is clearly unfeasible. The cause of this issue is related to the removal of hotspot sensors from the RTX 5090 by NVIDIA. TechPowerUp's reviewer, Wizard, mentioned that future versions of GPU-Z will no longer include a hotspot section for RTX 50 series GPUs. This change in sensor configuration means that users will no longer be able to monitor the exact temperature of the GPU's hottest spot, a key metric for enthusiasts and overclockers. This alteration in the thermal monitoring system has led to confusion and concern among early testers and users, as accurate temperature data is crucial for assessing GPU performance, especially during heavy loads. While these concerns don't directly affect gaming or general GPU performance, they raise questions about the transparency and reliability of NVIDIA's thermal management system for their next-generation GPUs. Additionally, benchmarking results have emerged for the GeForce RTX 5080, providing insights into its performance compared to the previous generation. The RTX 5080 outperforms the RTX 4080 by about 7% in OpenCL tests, but it still lags behind the RTX 4090 by 19%. Vulkan test results show a significant improvement over the RTX 4080, with the RTX 5080 scoring 261,836 points, a 22% increase, but it still falls short of the RTX 5090 by around 40 to 45%. These findings suggest that while the RTX 5080 is a strong performer, it won't be able to match the RTX 5090, which is positioned as NVIDIA's flagship model. More results and reviews for the RTX 5080 are expected after the review embargo lifts on January 29, 2025. These developments offer a mix of excitement and uncertainty for the GPU market, with both performance gains and unexpected issues as NVIDIA's new cards hit the market. Do you think removing hotspot sensors from the RTX 5090 was the right move by NVIDIA? Share your thoughts in the comments. Compulsion Games has released a new video for their upcoming game South of Midnight, focusing on the story, locations, combat, and bosses. The game follows Hazel, whose home is swept away by a powerful wind, leaving her to embark on a perilous journey through a fantastical version of the southern United States in search of her family. Along the way, she arrives in the town of Prosper, where she uncovers her family's history, discovers magical powers, and learns the art of sorcery. The game features a variety of unusual characters and creatures inspired by southern US folklore, including a giant white alligator, a massive catfish, a spider-like man, and werewolves. South of Midnight will be released on April 8, 2025 for PC and Xbox Series. TechPowerUp reviewed the stock thermal performance of the RTX 5090 Founders Edition, comparing liquid metal with Arctic Cooling MX6 thermal paste. The engineers swapped the stock liquid metal for thermal paste to test its impact on GPU temperatures and performance. In a stress test, the card reached 77.6 degrees Celsius with liquid metal and 79.4 degrees Celsius with thermal paste, a minimal 1.8 degrees Celsius difference, confirming that thermal paste can be a viable alternative, albeit with slightly less efficient cooling. The card performed consistently across both thermal interfaces. Additionally, NVIDIA has raised the thermal throttling limit for the RTX 5090 to around 90 degrees Celsius, up from 83 degrees Celsius in previous generations. Is a 90 degrees Celsius thermal throttling limit too high for a flagship GPU? Share your thoughts in the comments. ID Software debuted a new gameplay trailer for Doom: The Dark Ages at Microsoft's Xbox Developer Direct. Unlike its predecessors, this entry introduces a slower, heavier combat style, moving away from the high-speed, acrobatic action seen in Doom Eternal. The game features a more immersive demon-slaying experience, focusing on brutal combat and adding new mechanics. Key updates include a shield for blocking, parrying, and reflecting attacks, along with throwable capabilities. 3 new melee weapons offer exciting finishing moves. Additionally, players can control powerful machines like the Atlan robot and a mechanical dragon in specific segments. The game will be released on May 15, 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series, and it will be available on Game Pass from launch. AMD has announced the upcoming launch of its Radeon RX 9070 graphics cards based on RDNA 4 architecture, scheduled for March 2025. While an exact release date hasn't been provided, retailers seem to have inside information. B&H Photo, a US retailer, has listed March 23rd as the pre-order start date. These new GPUs were first introduced at CES 2025, with sales initially expected to begin by the end of January, but delays were confirmed due to ongoing software optimizations. Official specifications are still under wraps, though leaks suggest some details, including potential pricing, have surfaced. Videocards has also reported a wave of complaints regarding ASUS PCIe slot Q release slim mechanism, a feature designed to simplify the removal of GPUs from PCI slots. Initially introduced on ASUS motherboards featuring Intel 800 and AMD 800 chipsets, this design lacks a dedicated unlock button. Instead, the new mechanism automatically releases the GPU when pulled from the side where the video outputs are located. However, users have reported damage to PCI connectors during the removal process, including experts from Hardware Lux who documented PCI interface damage on a brand new GeForce RTX 5090. ASUS is aware of the issue, and Tony Yu, general manager of ASUS China, has addressed the problem on Bilibili, assuring users that a solution is in the works. Have you encountered similar GPU slot removal problems? Let us know in the comments. Square Enix's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was released for PC on January 24, 2025, nearly a year after its debut on PlayStation 5. However, unlike previous releases in the series, the game does not feature DRM protection, which led to its quick piracy. The game was cracked and made available on torrents just 30 minutes after launch. Notably, Final Fantasy XVI used de novo protection, but it is unclear why Final Fantasy VII Rebirth opted out of this measure. The PC version supports high resolution and up to 120 frames per second with a range of visual settings and includes NVIDIA DLSS for image scaling. Players can choose between using a keyboard and mouse or a gamepad. German enthusiast Igor Volosek, the owner of the Igor's Lab portal, conducted an in-depth analysis of the power management system in the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5090. This analysis will help those using older ATX 2.51 power supplies who plan to connect the RTX 5090 using the included adapter. Volosek's findings show that the RTX 5090 can draw up to 627.5 watts over 10 to 20 milliseconds, and in extreme cases it can peak at 901.1 watts for 1 millisecond. These numbers aren't alarming for those using ATX 3.1 power supplies, which can handle up to 1,200 watts for brief moments. However, older ATX 2.51 power supplies may trigger overcurrent protection. Volosek recommends using ATX 3.1 power supplies rated at least 1,000 watts and certified with 80+ platinum or titanium for optimal performance with the RTX 5090. How much power headroom do you keep in your PC build for upgrades? Let us know in the comments. French publisher Ubisoft has released a new trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadows, an open-world adventure set to launch on March 20th, 2025. The game is expected to be one of Ubisoft's most crucial releases of the year, as it could significantly impact the company's financial future. The trailer showcases various locations, intense combat, key characters, and story scenes. Additionally, expanded system requirements for 4K gameplay with ray tracing at 60 frames per second were revealed today. To play at these settings, a PC with an AMD Ryzen 7 800X 3D processor and a flagship GeForce RTX 4090 GPU is recommended. Assassin's Creed Shadows will also be available on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. Thanks for watching our latest gaming and tech roundup. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on our latest updates. Do you think removing hotspot sensors from the RTX 5090 was the right move by NVIDIA? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.